So, did you know each other before filming?
No. Obviously knew. Well, I obviously knew of Cillian before, and it's a very small business. I always say, and actors. Wouldn't be one actor of note whose name comes up that you haven't heard something about, or you don't have a friend in common or whatever. So there's no difference really with Cillian. I had only heard good things, and I was a massive fan of his body of work. So we met up before we started filming. We both knew we were doing it and had dinner in London, and just immediately got on very well and knew that we were going to be in for a good experience.
Yeah, I mean, same. It was funny though, because when we met, myself and my wife were obsessed with The Fall. We were like right in the middle of watching that, and so then to hang out, it was, I was shy. No, I wasn't.
He was a good shy.
No, it's always a gamble when you make a two-hander, because you never know what's going to happen with the casting. But luckily we got on, and hopefully that transfers on screen. Hopefully
It does.
good.
So, how did you research the time period and the men you portrayed? I heard that there was a historian on the set.
Yes.
There was, yeah. When you're dealing with a real life situation and a factual piece of history, there's so much to draw on. Even if Cillian and I, neither of us knew anything about this operation prior to the script being sent our way. But once you know you're doing it, there's so much to draw upon. And Sean Ellis, the director, has been trying to make this for 12 years and gathering information for 12 years. So you can only imagine how much documentation he had, which was extremely helpful. And he sort of passed that over to us, very early on in the process, which was incredible. And the thing about playing real life characters is that it adds a whole other pressure to it, and you wanna get it right. You want to be respectful and honourable to the men and women involved. So we definitely thought about that every day.
Am I answering that as well?
You don't have to if you don't want to. We can move to the next question if you want.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So, what was it like filming the last scene?
Well, the mad thing about that was because we had been shooting like so closely together, Jamie and I, and Sean obviously, for like sort of 6 weeks. And then Jamie shot the whole death sequence in that siege in the church, and I went home, and then I came and did my bit in the crypt, and Jamie had wrapped by then.
Yeah.
So it was very strange and kind of disconcerting, because all of a sudden the gang had been broken up. You know what I mean? And it was quite affecting doing that stuff. It was because it was the first time we were separate. And then when you see the movie, obviously I'd never seen any of that stuff, and I was absolutely blown away by that whole sequence. So yeah, it was strange having the fact that we'd been so intensely working together and then split apart.
Yeah, I mean, I really was really moved when I watched, Cillian's death, Yosef's death, when I first saw the movie, because, yeah, for those same reasons, I'd wrapped and we'd sort of said goodbye, and it ended up being this really sort of anticlimactic goodbye.
Yeah.
When we'd been just living each other's pockets for 7 weeks of really intense and just every day on set, and then suddenly I was wrapped, and you were doing all the water stuff in the crypt, and I've really found that very emotional, because it was like watching a brother perish. It hit me very hard.
Okay, now you both get an individual question each.
Yeah.
So this is your first film since 50 Shades. Were you purposely looking for a role that was completely different, or it was just coincidence?
Kind of coincidence. I mean, I don't. Cillian says this as well. I mean, it's such a random business, this, and you simply can't plan for it. An actor's life is so sporadic and random, and anything can happen, and you just go with things that you're drawn to. I don't want to only do a certain genre of movie, or just do action movies, or just do comedies. I wouldn't ever want to find myself just being defined like that. And so no, there wasn't a conscious choice that I need to do something like that as a total departure from that franchise, but this just happened to be a total departure from it, and something that I was really into, so it kind of worked out like that.
And your question is, when I learned that you were a rock musician as well.
Well, I
Do you still play at all?
yeah, I mean, I played a lot until I was about 20. You know, that's really what I wanted to do. That was my.
A long time ago.
This is a long time ago. It's 20 years ago, and I was very into the idea of that, but then it just didn't work out, and I'm kind of glad that my music has not been forced on the wider population. I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing, but I'm still obsessed with it. You know, it's kind of my other passion, music.